We are about to show you guys a hoof with not just one, but 2 hoof fractures on the same toe. So let's get into this trim and let's see how we took her from this at the beginning on her first visit. She could barely touch the floor, and look at her here now. She is walking out perfectly. We're starting with a little bit of a wash off now. There was a lot of sand on these feet, so we're actually washing them off to keep our knives a little bit sharper, because sand is not ideal for cows' feet or for the knives. And yeah, so let's get into this trim. Will was pretty sure there was a stone there, but there was nothing. And as soon as I started trimming this hoof, I knew there was an issue. So we're going to get a block on this toe first, so she doesn't have to spend as long in the chute. So let's rough this claw up a little bit and let's get a block on. Now, we may be looking a little bit awkward with the grinder, but that is because I'm trying to work around a camera and I get myself in a little tight space, and if I'm going to work it with the grinder, I'm going to be right in front of that camera. And the farmer is just explaining to me that he had another cow do this recently. Now, I put this down to heat stress. It's been rather warm, and even though this farm has spent a fortune on fans, it still causes an issue. Cows still keep stood up because they find it incredibly warm in the sheds. They find it even warmer outside, so for anyone that's going to comment saying, you should send your cows outside, they would hate being outside even more when it's super warm. But we're just going to carry on. Dropping the height of this heel and really trying to get as much of this loose horn away with the grinder as we can. But you're about to see that quite a big chunk starts coming away, and we are getting now down to the second hoof fracture on this hoof. All this horn was completely fractured. It goes right down to the corium, which really isn't good. You'll see a little sole ulcer appearing in a minute, and obviously all this impact is impacting the pedal bone. It makes the pedal bone super rough and it looks really damaged. If I was to show you one of a cow that's had a sole ulcer for a prolonged period of time, she will have a really, really rough, nasty looking pedal bone where we want it to be super, super smooth. And that is how we keep these cows in full healthy condition, by keeping the bones underneath in perfect condition. And this is the second hoof fracture on this foot that you're about to see come away right here now. And again, it's looking a little bit awkward, but that is because we are trying to work around a camera. So I'm trying to work out where is best to stand on this new machine when we're doing hooves like this, and so far I haven't really worked it out. So that is why it's looking a little bit awkward. But we are starting to uncover the issue. Now, for this hoof, it grows around 7 mil per month. So this hoof is going to take a little while to heal back up. So we're going to be following this story. We are going to dress the corium here to keep it dry, to keep it clean, and to just aid the healing process. But I actually left as much solid horn around this hoof as I could, because there was no point dropping all of it. Just in case that block comes off, we've still got clearance off of the ground. We're going to dress it with iodine, we're going to dress it with salicylic acid, and we're going to let this girl go, and we're going to see how she walks. But we need to protect this corium. We need to make sure it is clean. We need to make sure it's dry. These girls go through hoof baths every day, but I want to make sure she heals up as soon as we possibly can get it, and that is why we're going to wrap it. But we will catch this girl again in 2 weeks' time. We'll have another recheck on her. We'll fingers crossed that she still has a shoe on, and we will see exactly how she's doing.
$5,694 was our number. As you guys could see, she walked out really, really well. So fingers crossed.
We're going to get this cow in and we're going to get her up in the air. And you also get to see my awesome new Outback shorts, which are very pink. And I am so pleased with this improvement. I can't tell you how happy I was with this trim.
This is the first one on the other side as well. Let's grab that other camera.
we've hosed that hoof off, so we know exactly where we are gonna have to work. And these girls are running up through a race where, I mean, we put 50 cows through here today, so they're never gonna be the cleanest. So we had to do a little bit of cleaning for her, and it's been 4 weeks since we have seen her. And as you guys can see, if we zoom here, you're gonna see just how much this hoof has improved now. She's fidgeting around a bit. I can't seem to get my ropes to quite stay tight on these legs. We tighten them up pretty much every day, but they still seem to be stretching a little bit. But that's why you're seeing her get a little bit of movement. But yeah, as you'll see here, look how clean that hoof is. You can see the open corium that was there before has almost completely healed. A new layer of horn has grown over the top of it. She obviously had that double fracture before, and you look at this now, it is nearly perfect. And we're now just going to let this girl go, and we're going to show you guys just how well she walks out, because I was so happy with how this girl's doing.
Just coming into the robot room to get out of the way of the wind, but Jesus, that was looking way better than I was expecting.
And what you guys are about to see here is this girl about 3 months after the original trim. You can still see her trim marks, but look at this hoof. From that humongous fracture just 3 months before, this is her after multiple rechecks, lots of staying on top of, and this is the sort of thing we can try and bring you guys. If it's the sort of thing you want to see, drop a comment, let me know. But I was really pleased with how this trim turned out.
From how this cow was from how she was just 2 to 3 months ago, she is looking remarkable. I am very pleased with that trim. What a transformation.
I'm sure you guys will all agree her improvement has been incredible. You look back at how she left the chute on her first visit. She could barely touch the floor, and look at her here now. She is walking out perfectly.
Now remember, if you want to see more rechecks just like this one, you've got to subscribe, you've got to follow along, and we will be keeping tabs with cows just like that. So we will catch you guys on the next video.